So I'm currently preparing my meats to cook my stew peas. So I use a minimum of 3 types of meats in my stew peas. Can you identify them? So currently I have oxtail. This is a trick I learned from my aunt. I also have spare ribs, baby back ribs actually, and I have some pigtail. Now the pigtail you're used to in Jamaica is usually pink, but my pigtail is saltless. That's the best I can do in Japan. But it's not really bad. It's not bad at all actually, because stew peas is made from the peas more than anything else. So currently I'm preparing my meat, so it's washing time. Alright, so this is 1 pound of peas that I'm washing and preparing. I have 2 different types of peas, so I'm going to cook the peas separately. And I also have a small pot. It's always good to cook stew peas in a pressure pot because the meats that you'll be using, they're usually very tough. They're hard to cook and hard to process, so I would recommend a pressure pot. But since I don't have a pressure pot, my favorite pot to use is my rice cooker. So I'm going to cook half of the meat in the rice cooker with the peas and then the other half with the other peas. And when both peas are cooked, then I would mix everything together in a big pot to just finish it off. All right. So I've separated the oxtail and the pigtail, and I'll be cooking those together with 1 pound of red peas. And I'll be cooking the ribs with half a pound of red peas by itself a little later. It's always best to cook meats that are harder to cook in a pressure pot, but if you don't have a pressure pot, don't worry about it. A regular pot will do, but it will just take a longer time to cook. So the peas and the meat will cook for about 1 hour or 1.5 hours in the rice cooker, and just before the peas start splitting, once the peas become soft, I will take it out and I'll cook the other amounts. I don't want the peas to get too soft in this, because after we're finished cooking it in this, I'm going to transfer it to my regular pot and put it on the stove and finish it there. All right, so now I am going to season this with onion, scallion, some salt, some pimento seeds, and yeah, that's about it. This is about half a tablespoon of pimento seeds or pimento berries. This is half an onion. In Jamaica, this size would be about 1 scallion. And finally, I will add some garlic, about 1 garlic. So it is always important to cook your meat with seasoning and then add seasoning at the end. So basically this seasoning will be cooked out. At the end of cooking, you will probably won't be able to notice or see any of the seasonings, so you don't have to worry about it. And then finally I just cover this with water. Oh, I forgot something. The all-purpose salt seasoning. All right, this has salt in it. I'm just putting enough to get what I want out of this, which is about 2 tablespoons. All right, so now I'm just mixing everything up, and then I'm just going to add enough water to cover it, and yeah, that's about it. All right, so the red peas, what will happen with the peas and the meat cooking together is that the meat will catch the color of the peas, and you'll see that later. So as you know, with stew peas, the point of it is a lot of peas, is a lot of stew, right? So in order to get your stew, you need to add enough water so you can get your stew. So I'm just putting enough water to cover the meat. It will cook for 1.5 hours, or until the meat and peas are both soft, and then we'll take it from there. So the pot is in the pressure cooker, because the pressure cooker comes with its own pot. It's now in the rice cooker, and I'm just gonna leave this for 1.5 hours. And in the meantime, I can do what I want to do. I'm going to binge watch something on YouTube. Yeah, so I'll get back to you in about 1.5 hours. So I'm just checking to see if the meat is cooked or not. The pig's tail seem pretty good, but the oxtail feel like it could cook a little longer. And as for the peas, checking how soft it is. It's not bad. Alright, so maybe in another half an hour everything will be ready. And you notice the colors have changed to red. Okay, so now I am re-seasoning the pot. Re-seasoning, I have onions, scallion, thyme, and garlic. I already cooked it with half an onion, so I think I used another half or a whole, I'm not sure. But yeah, so I'm re-seasoning this pot. Oh yeah, it smells so good. Alright, I'm gonna let it boil for about 20 minutes. And oh, pimento. Have to add the pimento. Definitely need some more water. I'm gonna add some coconut milk later. And I already needed the flour because you can't cook stew peas without your spinners, you understand? Alright, so this is what is going on. This definitely needs some more water, so I'm just gonna add some water to this and let it boil for about 20 more minutes and then complete the job. Alright, bubble. Can you see that, or it's too... Oh no. Alright, so now I'm going to add my spinners. So I'm going to add the coconut milk now as well. And then I'm going to add other seasonings. Need to add other seasonings in the pot, like this is how much? This is about 250 liters of coconut milk. It's very white. Don't worry, it will boil back into the color that it's supposed to boil into. But I'm just going to taste it to see how much salt I need to add, how much pepper, how much of everything. Okay, so the stew peas is almost finished. Alright, it's a little too watery for my taste, so I'm going to add some starch. If you don't have any cornstarch or potato starch, you can always add a little flour. So this is like 1 tablespoon of starch mixed. So you just add it to it and stir. Alright, and when it gets thick enough to suit you, your food is basically ready. So this is my stew peas today. It has oh, sorry. You cook it until it's thick enough. It's still too watery, so I'm gonna add a little more cornstarch. But my starch is not cornstarch; it's actually potato starch. Alright, so I added cornstarch, but I have potato starch, so that it could be thick enough. Alright, it's getting the body I like. It has the color I like. Let me taste it to see if it has the taste I like. It's hot. Oi! It has the taste I like-ish. I want to put more pepper in there, but today I'm having dinner with friends, so I'm gonna resist. Definitely gonna resist that. But besides the pepper, it's fine. It's thick. It's ready for consumption. So ready.